I believe that as real estate agents, that the National Association of Realtors has provided up until this point more value than they have not. So let's hope that he can set the ship in the right direction.
Yeah, and certainly he's going to be setting the ship in a direction when the waves are as high as they've ever been, right? Given the commission lawsuits that we continue to talk about, and we'll talk about more today, the allegations of sexual harassment inside of the organization of NAR. I mean, those are big waves that ship is facing. And so again, I think that it's important that we're reporting the news as it's coming out, and we're trying to identify what does this mean to the real estate agent. In part, it means that an organization that's advocated on your behalf for a really long time is experiencing some challenges. That's how I would summarize it, right? And not to minimize it, but to summarize it. And so I think there's going to be a lot more news regarding the NAR in the coming months and years, particularly with some of these commission lawsuits. So we'll have to continue to report on what's happening, what it means to us, and going forward.
I think that you and I are saying very much the same thing in the fact that numbers tell a story, but often that story is, of course, biased to those who choose to tell the story the way that they feel they want to share it. And I think it's just another example of really an attack on the industry as a whole. And I don't want to use the word attack in a way that is overzealous. It's just that we are held to a standard, and I do believe that standard, that bar could be raised. However, again, like you said, there's some agents that come out of the gate and they're just amazing. And it's the way that they treat their profession. They run it like a business, not like they're a salesperson. And when we continue to perpetuate these stories, I don't think it does us a service as real estate agents to reflect back to the community, the professionals that we are, those who truly care deeply about what they do.
Yeah, I would agree. And furthermore on the data, says the sales data for the previous year came from Realtor.com, Zillow, Homes.com, and individual agent websites. And so
wow.
We know that our audience for this program are real estate agents. And so they're going to know that those are not the most accurate sources for data by any stretch of the imagination. So again, I think there's some fatal flaws here. They also self-reported said that when asked about how sales agent teams were handled in the study, they admitted that data was sometimes problematic. These lawsuits say that they're trying to serve the consumer, and yet I believe that they run the risk of harming the consumer at large. My personal belief is it's because it's nothing more than a money grab by the attorneys that are gathering these people up and somehow telling them that they were wronged. But we have, for a long time in the industry, enjoyed a very sophisticated marketplace that works extremely well for both buyers and sellers agents and buyers agents for a really long time. And the reason I can say that with such confidence, Ericka, is it's not just my opinion, although it is. It's the opinion generally of the consumer when we poll and ask them, right? They are telling us that they are, by and large, extremely satisfied with the representation that they receive and how they received it. So all of a sudden, attorneys come along and they cause a problem or bring something forward that no one else ever kind of figured was one. And here we are, right? Billions of dollars in potential damages that are being thrown around in these lawsuits. And I think you're right. I think it could actually harm the very people that they're claiming to be protecting.